Pastor Candi here, and this is my nephew Donald. Say hi, Donald.
Hi.
And Donald, I've asked Donald to help us tell a story today. We're going to share a story about the resurrection of Jesus when he comes alive again. And it kind of falls into, or it does fall in with Easter. And so I've asked Donald to help me out, but the first thing he has to do is he's got to go on an Easter egg hunt and find 12 eggs. Ready, Donald? Go. Found all 12 of the eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to help me?
Yeah.
We're going to tell the story about the resurrection, and I'm going to need you to pull out an egg, and I'm going to tell you what color it is, and then you're going to tell me what's inside of it, and I'm going to tell you what it all means, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the first egg you want to find is a dark blue one. That was there. That's that one, yeah? Okay, what's inside of it? Oh, man. What? There we go. What is it? It's a donkey. It's the donkey. The donkey reminds us when Christ rode in on the donkey into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. And he came in on a donkey. A donkey actually symbolizes peace. And what we know is that we sometimes call Jesus the Prince of Peace. I'm going to have you look for the next egg. And that is going to be light pink. What's that?
Coins.
Coins. Very good. The coins remind us of the 30 pieces of silver that Judas, who was Jesus' disciple, received for betraying Jesus into the hands of the Jewish leaders, which were the people that wanted to try him because they didn't think he was really the Messiah. Okay, let's go to the third egg, and we're going to pull out the light purple. There you go. What's this? Ooh, what's in that?
A communion cup.
That's right, it's a communion cup. Then that actually is something we've used in our church, right? When we take communion.
Right.
Okay, so this actually is going to remind us when Jesus had his very last supper with his disciples, his very best friends. He had their last dinner together, and when they ate together, Jesus had them drink wine and eat bread. And when they did that, he told them that when they do this from now on, that he wants them to remember Jesus and his broken body and the blood he shed for them. Pretty cool, and that's why we take communion. Okay, how about number 4? We're gonna go for the orange one now. Let's see what orange looks like, or what's inside there.
It's a hand.
Your hands. They're praying hands. So show my friends what they are. Those are praying hands. Okay, and those represent when Jesus had to go to the Garden of Gethsemane. He went there actually to pray because he knew that he was going to be put to death soon. He knew that. And so, but he took his disciples, his best friends with him, and they all went to the Garden of Gethsemane, and Jesus went there to pray. But you know what happened with his disciples? He asked them to pray with him. They ended up falling asleep. Not 1, not 2, but 3 times. And Jesus is like, can't you guys stay awake? Let's go on to egg number 5. Let's go for the green one. Let's see what's in there. Ooh. What's in that one?
That's green.
It's actually, it represents, it's like a piece of leather. And it's the leather robe. And actually the leather reminds us of the whipping that Jesus took on his body. He was whipped 39 times. And that hurt. Don't you think that hurt? Yeah. Well, here's the deal is at any time, Jesus, who is the Son of God, he could have stopped the whipping and the trial, but he didn't because he knew the will of the God, which was his Father, was for Jesus to die for all of our sins. Somebody had to do it because we sinned, and so Jesus was sent to do that for us. Let's go ahead and go to egg 6, which is light yellow. Let's see what's in it. Ooh, show our friends what that is.
It's a lasso.
It is actually a crown of thorns. It's the crown of thorns. And that is what the soldiers placed on Jesus's head. And they made fun of him because actually a crown doesn't have thorns in it, does it? Like, have you ever touched a rose bush and you hit it and you get pricked? Does it hurt?
Yeah, but it didn't do that to me.
No, I know. But the soldiers took thorns, like branches with thorns on them, and made a crown and put it and placed it on his head and pushed it into his head.
That's gonna hurt.
That's gotta hurt for sure. They made fun of him. That wasn't okay that they did that. Let's go ahead and go on to egg number 7. That is going to be the regular yellow color one. Maybe a light one. Yeah, let's do that one. Ooh, what's in that?
It's the cross.
It is the cross, but those have something, turn it around. Those are like 3 nails put together, huh? You know that the 3 nails are the nails that remind us of the nails that were driven into Jesus's hands and into his feet. They used 2 of them, they put them in his hands to nail him to the cross, and then they put his feet over each other and they put the nail into his foot to hold him on the cross. Isn't that terrible? Yeah. We're gonna go on to number 8, which is our light green egg. Yep, that looks like that's it. There we go. Ooh, what's in that?
A dice.
A dice, that's right. That die stands for when the soldiers, they took Jesus's clothes. Like, he didn't have a whole lot of money. He didn't have a lot of clothes. He got a lot of hand-me-downs. They took his clothes and they gambled for them. They rolled dice to see who's going to get his piece of clothing. Yeah, wow, that's not good. Let's do number 9. Now, this is all like he's hanging on the cross with a crown of thorns and those nails in his hands and feet. We're going to look at look at purple. Go ahead and open purple. Yep. Can you see what that is?
It's an arrow.
It is. It's a symbol of a spear. A spear is longer and bigger than an arrow, so it's a lot longer. And this actually reminds us, the Roman soldiers, they wanted to make sure that Jesus was dead, so they stuck a spear in Jesus' side while he was on the cross, and that way they knew he was dead for sure, like final. I'm gonna go to the cream-colored egg next. Kind of whitish cream. Yeah, that one. Ooh. That's some cloth. That looks like linen cloth. And that reminds us about the cloth that Jesus was wrapped in after he died and he was taken down from the cross. the customs back in those days were to request that the body be covered in linens. We're going to go to the pink covered egg next. What is in that?
It's a rock.
It's a rock. That's right. It represents a stone, is what it represents. And it's the stone that was put in front of the cave that Jesus was put in after he was taken down from the cross. So they wrapped his body in those linens and they put him in this cave in like a mountain, and they rolled a big stone in front of it. They called it the tomb. And then they had Roman soldiers guarding it because they didn't want anybody to come and steal Jesus's body. But even more than that, they put this seal on it so that they knew if anybody rolled away, took away the tomb and they tried to move it, the seal would be broken. They wanted to make sure Jesus's body did not get out of there. So this stone was rolled in front of the tomb is what it is. Let's go ahead and go to number 12. And that is our last one. And this one should be our last one. It's light blue. And what is in there?
It's nothing.
There's nothing in there. What?
There's nothing.
You know what that reminds us of? Is the fact that Jesus rose from the dead. And the stone was rolled away, and his body came, and he rose again from the dead, which is really cool. And so because he rose from the dead, the tomb was empty. Okay, now here's the deal. He didn't just rise from the dead 10 minutes later after they put him in this tomb, or 10 hours later after putting him in the tomb. 3 days later, so that we knew Jesus was really dead. 3 days later, the tomb was empty. And the angel came and told two Marys went to go see and like pay their respects at the tomb, and the stone was rolled away, and the cave was empty. And an angel came and said, "Don't be afraid. Jesus is alive." They were so excited because, see, the cool thing, what that represents is the fact that our Jesus didn't stay in the tomb and didn't stay dead. He actually is alive. And then 40 days after this happened, he went to live in heaven. And that is where he is right now. And he lives there and he's alive for you to have with you every day of your life if you want him. And when we have to go to heaven, when it's our turn to go to heaven, we get to live with him in heaven too. Wow, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I know. Thanks for letting me share the story with you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Kids, I hope that you enjoyed that story and that you can think about all the things that we talked about here and what Jesus did for you and me, because he loves us that much. Bye. Hey, what's in that?
Nothing.
What?